Hello, Catweazle here. Welcome back to Arkham Horror, Cool Air, and this is turn 5. Quick overview of where everybody is. Charlie's at the science building, Roland's at the Black Cave, Skids at the Witch House, and Rita is in the Great Hall of Celiano. Try and cut down the episode this time round, make it a bit quicker. What we'll do is we'll just pop straight into the upkeep phase. Our first player is Charlie Kane, so we'll go and have a look at his player area. Here we are at Charlie's player area. Had a little bit of an idea about what we'll do this turn, so but before that we've got to roll for his retainer and his bank loan. So let's have a quick look, get his $2 for his retainer before we roll for it. So he's up to $8. I'll pay off his bank loan soon, hopefully. Right, so first of all, let's roll for his bank loan. And he got a 4. That's excellent, so he doesn't have to pay it off again. Now roll for his retainer. And a 5, that's great. He keeps his retainer till next turn. And let's have a look at his focus. Had a little bit of an idea about what we're going to do this turn. And it'll involve, because he's given his map of Arkham to Skids, he's going to have to bump up his speed by 1. Because he's going to need 4 movement, with 2 for his motorcycle and 1 for the ally. And he's also going to move his will up as well, up to 4. And you'll see in the movement phase what we're up to there. So that's Charlie all sorted out. So next up will be Skids O'Toole. Here we are at Skids player area. Now he's currently in the Witch House. And again, had a bit of an idea what to do with Skids. If what Charlie's doing comes off, then Skids will need a movement of 3. So that's exactly where he is at the moment. He does have the map of Arkham as well, but essentially he'll be doing a bit of trading should Charlie's little escapade come off. So what we'll do is we'll keep him how he is, and I'm just checking that I'm not missing anything. No, he's absolutely fine. We'll keep him how he is. So we'll move across to Roland Banks. Here we are at Roland's area. Again, we're pretty much dependent on what Charlie's doing, but should Charlie succeed, we will need a movement of 3. And currently only got 2, so we'll move that on 1. So he's now got the 3 movement that he'll need. And he's got another 2 focus. And what I think he will do is, I'll just quickly check. That's somehow. He will he'll keep it as it is. He won't move anything else. He'll just do that 1 move on his speed. He hasn't got any, similar to Skids, he hasn't got any bank loans or anything that he needs to roll for on his upkeep. So that's Roland done. Let's move across to Rita. Right, here we are. Rita's next up. She's got a focus of 2. But before we do that, obviously she's got a retainer and she's got that curse. And we could do with keeping the retainer and getting rid of the curse. So we'll roll for the retainer first. We get a 2, so that's fine. And now we could do with a 1, because if we get a 1, it means we can get rid of the curse. So come on, let's have a 1. Oh, 6. So we didn't get rid of the curse, unfortunately. That's still stuck with us. Until such time as we can roll a 1 in the upkeep phase, or somebody blesses us in order to negate it. Right, oh yes, focus. She's got 2 focus, and what we're going to do, I think, is we are going to we're going to leave stuff as it is. That's okay. She's not actually going to close the gate. I was briefly considering closing the gate, in which case I started moving the fight up. But I think we're going to leave the gate open because I'd like somebody else to go into that particular gate and to seal it. So we'll leave her as it is, and that's the end of the upkeep phase. So now we'll move to the movement phase. And here we are at the movement phase. Now let's, the moment of truth, can Charlie pull it off? So it's Charlie to go first with his 4 movement, and what he's going to do is he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to go to the black cave. And what he's going to do in the black cave is he's going to attempt to use the flute of the outer gods. So he's going to try and get rid of the Dark Young and the Ghost in one fell swoop. Now what he has to do is first he has to turn up in the location where he wants to get rid of the monsters, and that is the Black Cave, so he's done that. The next thing that he has to do is he has to pass a horror check on one of these monsters. So he can pick which one he's going to do. Now the Ghost is -2 to a horror check, but the Dark Young is +0. So he's got the best chance with the Dark Young, and that's the one he's going to do the horror check on. Which is why we moved his will up during the upkeep phase, because Charlie's will is now 4, so he gets 4 dice with which to make this horror check. So let's make sure that's in there this time. So come on, Charlie. And he gets a 6, so he makes the horror check. Now he's made that horror check, he's able to play the Flute of the Outer Gods. So in playing that flute, he kills both of these. Both of these are now gone and destroyed. That gives us 2 stands back, so we now have three spare stands for monsters. And these 2 go back into the monster bag. You don't take them as trophies because it's not specifically a combat really. They've just been tootled out of existence by the Flute of the Outer Gods. So we discard this card now. I don't think... Oh no, it doesn't tell you to discard it. So he keeps it, but he does lose 3 stamina and 3 sanity. So he's down to 1 sanity and 3 stamina. So good move there from Charlie. He's saved a lot of hassle. And we've got rid of 2 nasty monsters. Very nasty monsters. Right, next up in the movement phase is Skids. And what Skids is going to do is he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And he's going to turn up at the Black Cave. And everybody's going to have a good old chin wag. But the main thing that Skids is going to do here is he's going to give the Elder Sign to Roland. Roland's only got 2 clue tokens left, where Skids has got 7, I think, or 8. So Skids will still be able to close a gate with all those clue tokens. Roland, with this Elder Sign, can now close a gate even though he's only got 2 clue tokens. So he's going to take that, Also, while everybody's stood there, we're just having a check on how much money everybody's got. And Roland, who has $3, is actually going to give $1 to Charlie. So he's got $9 and should soon be able to pay off his bank loan. He only needs another $1. Just checking if there's anything else anybody wants to share or swap across. No, I don't think so. So that's the end of the movement phase for Skids. And now it's Roland's turn. And what Roland's going to do is he is going to go into the Great Hall of Celiano. So he's going to go 1, 2 and end up there. He has got the wherewithal to shut that gate. So he will essentially, he'll follow Rita as she comes out of that gate, and he'll seal it. In fact, no, I'm going to change my mind. Let's put him back at the Black Cave, because Skids can do that next turn. No, in fact, Roland is going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to go to the Unvisited Isle, where the Hound of Tindalos is. So let's have a quick look at the Hound of Tindalos. It's physically immune, but we have got the Enchanted Blade. -2 on a will check. He's got 4 will. So yes, we're going to fight it. We're going to fight it. Roland is going to give it a go. So let's zoom in on the Unvisited Isle and see how it goes. Here we are at the Unvisited Isle and the face-off between Roland and the Hound of Tindalos. So first up, we have, if it'll focus, focus, we have a horror check with -2 modifier. So he's got a will of 4. He also has bravery, which means he can re-roll a horror check. So he's going to roll 2 dice and try and get a 5 or a 6. He doesn't get it, but he's going to use bravery, which he has here. So he can exhaust that to re-roll a horror check. So, come on. Another 2 dice. 5 or a 6. A 6. Well done. So he's passed the horror check, and now it's the combat check with -1. It's physically immune, so his 45 automatics aren't going to do any damage whatsoever. But he has got +4 for his Enchanted Blade, plus a fight of 2, so that's 6 dice, -1 is 5 dice. So he's got 5 dice to get 2 hits. He gets 3 hits. The Hound of Tindalos is out of here. Roland cuts its head off. No messing. It's in the bag. Takes it as a trophy. We get another stand, so we've now got 4 free stands. Already this turn's going much better than the last turn. We're getting back into our stride, and Roland now gets sucked through the gate, which goes to, let's have a look, it goes to Yuggoth, which is the Mygo's word for the dwarf planet Pluto. So he's going to Yuggoth, so we'll move him to the Yuggoth Otherworld, which is here, and we'll just pull out the camera again and we'll have a look where we're standing. So here we are. There's Roland back in another world in Yuggoth. Next up, it's Rita, and Rita's just going to go into the next area in the Great Hall of Celiano. And that's now the end of a very successful movement phase, I think. Let's go on to the Arkham encounter phase. Okay, the Arkham encounter phase. First up is Charlie Kane, who is in Arkham. He's in the Black Cave, where he's used the Flute of the Outer Gods. And now he's got to have a Rivertown location encounter. So we'll give these a quick shuffle. And we get a monster appears. Bah! Right, but he's got Skids with him, so that might be helpful. Right, so let's see what monster we get. And we get a zombie. Right, so we've got a zombie here with our two chaps. Obviously we'll have to fight it, so let's just come out a bit so we can get the dice tower in. Yep, that's in. Let's have a quick look at the zombie that Charlie's going to have a go at. It's undead, and it's -1 on the horror check. It's only got 1 toughness, thankfully, and it's -1 on the combat dice. So let's check how Charlie is fixed. He has a will of 4, so he's got 3 dice. He's got 3 dice on the horror check. Gets a 6, so he's passed the horror check, and it's now the combat check, so it's -1. He does have the cavalry sabre and the axe, so that's +4, plus his fight of 2 is 6, -1, he will have 5 dice, and he needs 1 success. And he gets 3 successes. So he's skewered the zombie. Good work, Charlie. Right, so he's dealt with that. And he gets it as a trophy. His first monster trophy. Good way to start, Charlie. A zombie. And that's the end of his encounter. And next up, it's Skids, who will also be having an encounter out of the Rivertown location deck. And he gets Black Cave. In the darkness you happen upon the remains of a previous spelunker. Make a luck +0 check. Right, oh, luck +0. Skids' luck is 2. So he's got 2 dice. Just checking he's got no pluses or minuses. No, not that I can see. Right, luck +2. And he makes 2 successes. So let's have a look at what that transpires to be. 2+. Searching the body, you find something interesting. Draw 1 common item. Excellent. What a much better turn this is turning out to be so far. So we get the common item deck, and let's turn over, and it's the axe. It's another axe. How many axes have we got? Right, so he's found an axe. So no matter how hard he tries to get rid of his axe, it just keeps on coming back. So he'll keep that in reserve. Still be packing his Tommy gun to all intents and purposes, but he may be able to hand that off, perhaps Rita or whatever. So you can't have enough weapons. So that's Skids' encounter. And there's nobody else left in Arkham. Roland and Rita are both in another world, so we may as well move on to the other world encounter phase. So here we are. We have Roland first. He's here in Yuggoth, and the colour code for Yuggoth is either a blue or a yellow. So we'll take the gate deck and we'll just spin them over till we get a blue or a yellow. First, remember this card, the Plateau of Leng one, where we'd have to fight the rather horrendous Ithaca? Well, because it's a red or a green and we want a blue or a yellow, we discard it. What a pity. What a pity. So next one up is a red card. That's a discard as well. We need a blue or a yellow. Green. A blue. A blue, and then we've got Yuggoth. A monster appears from the darkness. Ugh. Yes, things were going rather well, weren't they? Right. Got to pick a monster out. Because a monster appears, it doesn't stay on the board. We just sort of deal with it. We deal with it here and now. It doesn't stay on the board. And we're in another world anyway. We have a Yithian, whatever one of those is. It looks like something out of War of the Worlds. But, right, let's have a look. If you fail a horror check against an Yithian, you are lost in time and space. Got a -1 on the horror check. It's 3 toughness, -2, and it's -1 on its evade. Let's check what Roland's evade. His sneak is. His sneak's only 2. Bah. I think we're gonna have to fight this boy. So horror check -1. His will's 4, so that means he will have 3 dice. He'll have 3 dice, but he can re-roll. Oh no, he can't re-roll his horror checks because he used his bravery, didn't he? It was this turn, wasn't it? He used his bravery. I think it was this turn he used his bravery. He used it against the, that's it, he used it against the Hound of Tindalos. So he's got 3 dice. Let's see if we can get the, yes, we can see that this time. We've got 3 dice. 3 6s. Whoa, excellent. Right, we can safely say that he saved that horror check. Right, next up is he's got -2 on his attack dice, but the Yithian doesn't have any immunities or resistances. So he's got his Enchanted Blade, which is +4. His 45 Automatic, which is +4, which is +8. Plus his Fight, which is 2, so that's 10 dice. He has 10 dice, -2 is 8 dice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's got 8 dice to get 3 hits. He gets 2 hits, which wouldn't be good enough, but what we're going to do is we are going to use our re-roll. So he's going to spend one of his clues for a re-roll. Just check there's nothing else. Nope, he's going to use his re-roll. No! Well, he's going to have to roll again. Use his last clue token. Oh, come on. Yay, there we go. 2 more 6s. Took us 2 clue tokens. We're going through the clue tokens like mad. But there we go. We've managed to defeat the Yithian, which was, to all intents and purposes, a bit of a pig. Right, but that's another monster trophy. Along with his Hound of Tindalos, he now has 5 toughness of monster trophies. So he may be able to do something when he gets back into Arkham. Either turn them in for clue tokens, or become Deputy of Arkham, or he could get somebody a blessing. If he was to give Rita a blessing, then she'd lose her curse. So that's something to keep in mind. So there we go. We shall discard that card, and that is Roland's Otherworld encounter. Now, next up is Rita. For Rita, we are in the Great Hall of Celiano, which is a blue or a green, so it's a good job that Roland went before Rita, otherwise she'd have got the Ithaca, Fight Ithaca card. Right, next one is a blue again. Celiano, a lurking monster appears. That's the 3rd monster appear we've had. Charlie got one, Roland got one, and now Rita's got one. Right, let's see what the monster is in the Great Hall of Celiano. We have a Hound of Tindalos. -1. Let's see if we can evade it. Is her sneak any better? Rita's sneak is 3. I don't really want to fight it, and the reason I don't want to fight it is because we're cursed, basically. So we'd have to get 6s all the time. Oh, what a nightmare this is. I mean, if I try now, get 2 dice to try and sneak past, I'd have to get a 6. If you don't get a 6, we'd immediately take we'd immediately take 3 damage. -2 on the horror check. She's got a will of 4. She'll have 2 dice. She'll have 2 dice on the horror check, and that'd make her lost in time and space. We'll try and evade. We shall try and evade with 2 dice. Curses. Try and evade with 2 dice, and we need a 6. Yes! A 6! Oh, Rita! Lovely Rita, meter maid! She's managed to avoid it. So, it comes sniffing around. And let me tell you, these Hounds of Tindalos, they're good at sniffing people out. But not Rita. She managed to evade it. What a star. Right, so that's Rita getting away with murder. And that's the end of the Otherworld encounter phase. So now it's everybody's favourite, the Mythos phase. Okay, made a bit of a mess up there. I re-rolled all these dice that didn't do hits against the Yithian. When you spend a clue token, you're only allowed to re-roll 1 dice. So what I'm going to do is I'll re-roll the dice each for these 2 clue tokens as he spends them. So here is first one. So it needs to get success to defeat the Yithian. A 3, no, not good enough. Okay, second clue token. This is his last chance. Come on, we need a success. A 5, he's done it. Yes. Whew. So did end up costing him 2 clue tokens in the end, but bloody hell, could have done without going through it the long way around. So apologies for that, getting it wrong the first time. But you can only re-roll 1 dice per clue token. That's completely my fault, but it's fixed now. Righto, we shall carry on, and he will get the Yithian monster trophy. We'll put that over there. Righto, let's carry on. Welcome back to the full board. Here we are at the Mythos phase. Well, I still can't believe that we got away with that with Rita rolling a 6 against the Hound of Tindalos, of all things to manage to evade. Absolutely amazing. Right, but enough of that. It's the deck of laughter. Let's see what we get. A solar eclipse. Environment Mystic. Oh, so this will replace Blackest Night, which has been in place since the beginning, because this is another environment card and it's Mystic. But first of all, oh, here we go. Graveyard. So we've got a Monster Surge, 4 Investigators, so we get 4 monsters. We've only just got back to 4 free stands, so we'll fill them up. I don't know. Right, pick them out in order. Starting with the graveyard. No, just a minute, I had shuffled these. I had to shuffle them because I was taking loads out to fulfill the scenario requirements. Right, first one out is a cultist. So we've got a cultist at the graveyard. The next one out goes to the Unvisited Isle. And it is a Leng Spider. They don't look too nice. Obviously come from the plateau of Leng, where Ithaca lives. Hence the name. And, oh, another Leng Spider. So Ithaca's sending some of his homegrown denizens against us. And the last one to go to the Unvisited Isle is a Loigor, whatever one of them is. I'll have to look them up. And this has got some weirdness. It's a green monster. Nice. Right. Anyway, that goes to the Unvisited Isle. So Roland can look forward to that on his way out. Let's get the stands. Whoop. And get them all stood up. Leng Spider number 1. There we are, Mr. Cultist. Leng Spider number 2. And the Loigor. Proper tentacly thing that is. Right, so that's all those in, and now we have good old monster movement. Oh no, we've got the clue first. Clue appears at the Unvisited Isle, except it doesn't, because there's a gate there, so it immediately gets destroyed. Right, square monsters move. Well, thankfully we had a Hound of Tindalos that Roland managed to dispatch, and so that can't move. I don't think we've got any other square monsters. No, we've got a slash, a couple of slashes, 3 slashes. Oh, we have got a square, which is the Loigor. So let's read its special. Instead of moving, all investigators in this or any adjacent locations or street areas lose 1 sanity and 1 stamina. Thank God we've got nobody there. There's nobody anywhere near there, so that doesn't happen. Got no other square monsters, have we? Nope. Diamonds. We've got no slash, no diamonds. And we've got a circle. We do have a circle. We have the Mygo, but there's nobody in a street area, so it's not going to swoop down out of the sky. It's just going to remain in the sky. So that's all our monster movement. And now we can read the solar eclipse. Due to the interference of the solar eclipse, no spells may be cast. Well, we've only got 1 spell anyway. That's the one that Skids has got. So we can live with that, I think. Right, I shall replace the Blackest Night card. So this is no longer in play. So I can get rid of that and discard it. Over here, put this in the sleeve so it doesn't get eaten up by the stand. And that's a new environment card in play. Again, Ithaca does affect the environment, but he affects the weather cards, and that's a Mystic card. Right, that's the end of the Mythos phase. I think we've been a bit quicker this time. I've tried not to witter on, and when I have wittered on, I've tried to witter on quickly. So that's the end of turn 5. I hope you join me for turn 6. Once again, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for the subscribers. Thanks for any of the comments that you've made. Again, much appreciated. And I shall see you next time for turn 6 of Arkham Horror Cool Air. Toodaloo.